Good morning. I'd like to get the presentation started this morning regarding how Kinum can help benefit your credit union, whether you're a very large credit union, as some of you on this call may are, or you're a very small credit union. Our system works on whether it's a $50 debt that needs to be collected up to a $50,000 debt that needs to be collected or even higher. Um, Kinum has had great success in the credit union world. A couple of my credit unions currently are averaging over 55% success rate. Matter of fact, one is close to 60%. On average, they're averaging well over 47.5%, if not higher. So I'd like to show the process today. If you have questions while we're going in, please type them in. I'm going to try to keep the mics mute so there's no background noise or interruptions for anybody trying to listen. So if you have any questions, like I said, please type them in and we will get going. So here we go. So welcome to the Kinum presentation today for credit unions. We're going to talk mainly about our Connect One and our Phase 2 debt collection service. Kinum offers two processes to credit unions. Some use this at about 15 days, and they use our Step 1 process where the letters and phone calls look like they're coming from the credit union, but they're actually being performed by Kinum in the name of the credit union. And then when people get this and they call, they are connected directly to the credit union. So if your credit union needs additional help with making sure that correspondence gets out and automated live or live phone calls are being made on a regular basis, Step 1 is a great solution for you, and we'll discuss that. So we have been, through many audits by the NCUA and passed with flying colors. We're currently working for some very large credit unions, and again, like I said, some very small credit unions. Off the top of my head, Nutmeg Federal Credit Union, the Healthcare Credit Union, and just some others to be named across. Even Mutual Securities is another one off the top of my head. So just to give you an idea of some of the credit unions that we're working for across the country. As I tell my credit unions, this chart is very important to them for the success. When we're talking about overdraft member share accounts or checking accounts, I will push my credit unions to get them into me at 31 days. At 30 days, if you put it in, we're averaging over 64% recovery. This gives me a chance to help you because right then and there I have about a 95% to 94% chance of recovery. And again, at 60% recovery on average between $10 to $12 per case, we're returning a substantial amount of money for a very low cost. In the member share / checking account type work, please remember that most of you are writing them off and closing the accounts at either 45 or 60 days. If I can get it at 30 days, I have a chance to communicate with them at least twice within the first 15 days. I can make it even 3 times, which greatly increases the chance. We also work with you to work with the NCUA to change your charter to where you have till 60 days to write them off, hopefully to keep the members in good standing and back on track. The whole goal with Kinum is to help the credit union not only recover lost assets, but most importantly, retain the member and get the member back in good standing. Okay? For those of you that are here for strictly credit cards and personal loans, some of you like to work them in house 60 or 90 days. We suggest 60 and then turn it over to us in 90 days. We're going to get them to call you, and that's when you'll work with them and get them to pay you directly. So the first 60 days, if you want to work it personally in house, that's great. The next 60 days, let us work our letter legal demand and calls and getting them to contact you directly and get you paid. And through this whole process, you're keeping 100% what Kinum collects for you. So What's the advantages to Kinum? Besides trying to be the lowest possible cost, one is to recover your income. Two, to help you keep customers. And this works really well in the credit union industry because I find credit unions are a little bit more forgiving, a little bit more understanding, and a little bit more uh, eager to work with members to help keep them in the credit union. So the goal here is for us to work side by side with you to educate the consumer that they need to pay and, more importantly, stay in good standing with the credit union. Three, we do work with your staff to protect your staff on any and all upcoming regulations and inform them on a regular basis. So we do provide an educational program. The beauty of Kinum, again, it's a flat rate between $10 to $12 per case. There is no percentage. There is no commission. Client pays you directly, and you keep 100%. I see a question. Yes, we do make money at $10 to $12 per case. And yes, you do keep 100%. And we direct the client to pay you directly. We do not take money at this point in the game. If they contact us, we give them your contact information and ask them to pay you directly. So that was a great question. But yes, you get to keep 100. The only thing we ask is that normally within 24 to 72 hours of receiving payment that you post payment into our system so we know either one of two things to stop the process because they've paid in full or they're under a payment program with you on a repayment structure. But if somebody just sends a check on $1,000 debt and they send a $200 check, I do not want you to suspend the account. I just want you to post the payment and we will continue to go after the remaining $800 that is still owed in that case. As you can see, the beauty of the program is you maintain complete control. You have the ability to cancel or resume contact at any time. The beauty of this program is if somebody owes $1,000 and offers a $700 settlement, and you and your colleagues decide that you want to accept this program and write this remaining case off, portion of the case off, that is your decision. And the beauty of that is you're not giving up a percentage of the $700 you settled on a $1,000 bill. You're keeping this entire $700. I do like to point out this. I think it's a tremendous thing. Kinum's been in business for 10 years and still carries an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. I think you'll be very hard to go out and find a credit union out there with an A rating, not to loan an A+ rating. That's not only a large debt collection agency, but a nationwide collection agency. As you can see, Kinum's worked very hard for that, and I just want to point that out. The certificate of audit, we did the SOC audit. It's important in the financial world, and Kinum passed it here back between March and May of 2016 last year. So just want to let you know that we did pass that SOC audit. I'd like to come here and discuss now the actual process. And bear with me one second. Okay. So let's talk about the Kinum process. Okay, as we talked about in the Step 1 program, all right, you can do the program here where Kinum is making a phone call, a letter, a phone call, a letter, and then a final demand that looks like it's coming from ABC Credit Union, but Kinum is doing the work. The automated calls or live calls, depending if it's not a cell phone number, will be done by Kinum, okay? And if they decide they want to talk to the credit union at that point, they're told in the call to just press 1 to be automatically connected to someone in the processing department. So they'll be talking to you live right then and there and those sorts. In this program, again, in Step 1, you keep 100%. But, and I want to strongly emphasize this, they're not in collections. The letters look like they're coming from your credit union. The caller ID looks like it's coming from your credit union. And again, you get to keep 100%. this one here that says final reminder 28th day, at this point here, they're being told, okay, that they have 10 days to respond or they're being put into collections. Okay? So we're giving them one last chance. Now, I want you to think about it. How many correspondence you've sent to them, letters, phone calls before you've turned it over to Kinum, and now Kinum's made at least two series of calls and three letters to them, and they've ignored 5 to as many as 9 touches by Kinum in your name, plus your touches. So they're well over 10 to 12 catches, and they've ignored it all. This is where we say they go from a distracted debtor in step 1 to a disrespectful debtor in step 2. But Kinum, in its infinite wisdom, has decided that the first demand will be a courtesy notice letting them know that we realize this still could be an oversight on their part, not a willful disregard. And we get them to contact you directly. You negotiate a payment plan out with them, and you keep 100% of what is owed. From there, we send out 4 more demands, again, asking them to pay, where again, you get to keep 100%. These letters do get more stringent as they go along, and the 5th and final lets them know that they're getting ready to go into our 10th collection group, where a lawsuit is potentially possible, and their credit score will be scarred if no restitution is made. Kinum does report to the credit bureau based on the information you supply, and it's something you want. Normally we do it, but in the contract we ask you, if you say no, we will not do it. If you say yes, we will start the process, somewhere in the intense phase where we're having trouble contacting them or been told either sue me or leave me alone. I'm not paying the bill. At that point, Kinum makes a business decision, and that business decision is not just a dollar decision. There's a whole algorithm that goes into effect: credit score, time on a job, amount of money owed, how much is owed on the house, many different factors before we decide whether we're going to sue or not. But all cases, unless you deem otherwise, will be reported to the credit bureau. Okay? Last but not least, if they tell us to sue or we realize we're not getting anywhere and we decide that it's time to evaluate, we do a complete asset management check. And I want to emphasize this, a complete asset management check for you at no additional cost to you, no out-of-pocket expense. If Kinum sees the need to file a lawsuit and deems that it's a winnable case, okay, and has merit, Kinum will send documentation to your office asking that somebody with signing authority signs off on the document requesting Kinum's permission to sue the assumed debtor that is currently your client. In the lawsuit, we will pay for the small claim court fee. We will pay for the sheriff to serve, and our attorneys will represent you in court. When we win in court, Kinum will cut you a check for 50%. This is a 50-50 split, but you never pay for any legal fees. Kinum provides top-notch, collections recovery to many credit unions nationwide. Here's just a few. But the biggest thing I say, time is money. And I go back to that slide way at the beginning where we showed you that at 90 days, there's still a 94% chance of collecting the money. Most people don't realize at 31 days, 6% across the board in the United States statistics are never going to pay already. We already know that 6% of the ones that you submit, so if you submit 100 accounts, we're pretty much guaranteed that 6 of those 100 are not going to pay. Could be more, could be less, right? So let us, collect your bad debt so you can focus on growing your credit union, right? So why choose Kinum? Okay, 1, a fixed fee approach provides consistent and higher recovery. I know how many times I go into a client and I talk to them and I say, well, how often are you making phone calls? Oh, we try to get them every 2 to 3 to 4 days. But lately we've been very busy, so the calls have been a little bit infrequent. Okay. Second, I say to them, well, what about letter programs? Are you sending out letters? Well, our service does that, but then we have follow up. Again, depending on how busy we are and what's going on any particular week, we usually do follow up with them. But sometimes, we're late or, we actually miss some of that. Okay. Two, completely transparent with a 24-hour access to activity and reporting. The beauty of Kinum, we give you a username and password. You get to sign on to the portal. And any one point in time during the day, weekend, whatever, you can go in and check the status of any account. No longer the black hole that collections was known as, where you put an account in and prayed to get a check back at the end of the month or the following month. Well, everything with Kinum is online for your review. We have domestic client support and training. All our collections are done here in the U.S. Some of our competitors are doing work across overseas and transmitting your client's financial documentations overseas. We just have made a conscious decision to keep everything here in the United States of America. Easy to use client portal, and we'll go through that in the training, and there's always ongoing training. Kinum prides itself in being compliant with all federal, state, and local collection laws. As you can see, that's why we carry A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Now I want to spend the time, because a lot of you have asked, in different emails, why would I pay up front? And in the collection world, especially in the credit union world, the volumes can be, an average of 3 to 5 or 10 accounts a month, to where I have some clients that are putting in over 200 clients a month. Let's just talk about 10 cases here. And I wanted to break out the flat rate to the contingency, okay? So you had 20 accounts you needed to sign, and you're going to put Kinum up against your local collection agency, who's only currently charging 33% to you, okay? You give both of us 10 accounts, right? As you can see it here, 10 accounts, $400 on average is each account. So you're asking both of us to approximately collect $4,000. I'm going to go high end on both sides, that both sides collect 6 out of 10. Now, I know I do much better than they do, but I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt here. So we're both going to have collected $2,400 for you. Kinum charging you $14.99 or less, could be down in the 12s or 10s depending on the volume. Okay, top end is charging you $149.90 for those 10 accounts. Okay, now, so that's 10 accounts at $14.99 per account. You're paying $149.90. Kinum's going to collect $2,400. What does that return to you? Over $2,250. So of the $2,400, you're keeping $2,250. Now my competitor is going to collect the same over here, as you can see, $2,400. But he or she is going to take a third, $792. Okay? This is, cost reflecting. Okay? 33% goes back to the house there. This returns only an investment of $1,608. So my question to you is, using Kinum's flat rate, you get to keep an additional $642. So what would you rather, pay $149.90 and keep $2,250, or not pay but only get back $1,608? I don't know about you, but I'd rather have this $642 in my pocket. Now, it's not here on the slide, but I want you to, just listen to me and think with me. Let's just say both got, picked up a 7th account, $400 each, right? You've already paid me the $149.90, so that entire $400 of that 7th account you're keeping. Okay, so now it's $2,650 return for approximately $150. To where my associate, if you bring in another $400, he's taking another, and I want you to think about this, okay? He's taking another third. Okay? That's right. He's taking another third. That's another $133 going his way, right? Okay? So, what will that say to you? It's only going to put, that means that now he's costing you over $775 compared to my 149.90. Okay. Remember, the beauty of flat rate is to keep 100% of you collect. And if your volumes, your average account is greater than 400, this becomes even a larger return on investment. So I wanted to show you a couple credit unions that I'm currently working for. These are their dashboards, and I just wanted to go into a little bit of understanding. This credit union is averaging about 190 accounts a month. They've recently put in $1.1 million. Okay, total so far 1,355 clients. The average debt is only $339.40. Okay, but Kinum has collected $634,432. Okay, out of the 1.1 million. So if you look over here, you'll see paid in full. Kinum is averaging 56.7%. Now, the industry standard across the United States is 13.7. That's right, 13.7. Just a little bit under 1.5 accounts for every 100 you put in. They're estimating they'll collect one and a. Okay, so we're out. Excuse me. They're estimating they'll collect 13.5 clients out of 100. So what I'm saying to you here is, okay, the beauty of Kinum, the true beauty of Kinum, is you get to keep 100%. And look what's happening, 56%. But we break it down for you. We let you know how much was bankruptcy, how many are out of business, what was closed and deceased, settled in full. So some of these you just owed, maybe somebody owed $400 and you decided to take 300 and call it a day. But if you add the payment arrangements and the paid in full, Kinum is over 57.5 success rate. Okay, 57.5 success rate. Well over 4 times the industry standard. So I wanted to show you one smaller credit union. Here's one for 72,400 put in. We've collected 42,776. Okay, again 53.4% paid in full, but 3.1% in payment plans. That again puts us at 56.5% recovery. Okay, with paid in full and payment options. Okay, that's not even considered another 0.6% settled in full. So we could be as high as 57.1% again. Okay, I hope you see this. So when people ask me why pay up front, I say, why wouldn't you? Look, it asked to collect on this credit union $681,000. We collected $382,000. Their total investment into Kinum was less than 20 grand. Okay, that meant for every dollar that this credit union paid Kinum, Kinum returned $19.34. So using Kinum's hybrid system credit union, your members can pay back overdraft fees and you get to keep 100%. Imagine for every dollar somebody offered you, you invest in them, they'd pay you back $19.34. I think you'd do that deal, wouldn't you? I know I would. Okay. Oh, hold on. There's a question. Let me go back to it. Okay. The actual cost here at $19,760 is the amount of pre-purchased accounts that this client bought. Okay, at $10 a case. So as you can see, so far they bought 1,976 cases at $10 a piece. And for that $1,976, $760, we returned $382,000. So the beauty of this, okay, is hold on one second, I want to do the math for you. Kinum there has returned 51.7% to this client. So as you can see, that's 3 separate clients greater than 50% recovery. when the national average is 13.7%. Almost all of them are 4% or four times the national average, or pretty close to 4 times. Now, we don't talk about this in the success rate, but if the accounts that don't get collected go on to our step 3 phase. This is where Kinum plays good cop, bad cop, typical collections you and I all know, where they're calling and trying to get the client to pay the bill. They're skip tracing, back searching, looking to get a hold of these people and slowly collect money, whether it's over an ACH withdrawal or a credit card payment. Kinum works hard to get your money. In this process, it is a 60-40 split for you. You get to keep 60% of what Kinum collects. Kinum collects here. Kinum withdraws the money, or they set up ACH, and Kinum collects your money, and then once a month cuts a check to you for money, your 60% of what's owed. Again, once a month. My competitors, most of them do once a quarter. Not Kinum. Again, we still want to get that money in your hands as quick as possible for the lowest possible price. So we decided that doing it once a month was cost effective, and more importantly, gets the money back into our clients' hands as soon as possible. Step 4 is our legal intervention. Oh, I see a question. Hold on, let's see. Do we have to sue? No, you can skip step 4 all you want to. You can actually even skip step 3. Some of my clients do step 1, step 2, and they don't go any farther than step 3. I highly recommend that you do step 3. There's no issues there. There's no lawsuit actually being filed. It's playing good cop, bad cop. These are usually clients that you want your money back, but probably not going to take back into the credit union. All right. In step 4 for the credit unions, Kinum does a complete evaluation, asset management check of the debtor. If there's assets to go after, Kinum will request permission from somebody there, a vice president with signing authority, to sign off on the lawsuit, and Kinum would start the lawsuit process. At no charge to you, we will file in small claim court and pay those fees, have the sheriff serve where necessary, and our attorneys will represent you in court at no additional cost. When the case is won in court, it'll be a 50-50 split between Kinum and yourself, and Kinum again pays that money once a month. I thank you. I don't know if there's any questions. Let me see if there are. This is my information. This is Kinum. We're a debt collection agency. My name is Brian Perio. As you see, the direct line, 916-247-4901. That's my direct line. My email is below, Brian, BRYAN, Perio, PEREYO, at Kinum.com. Again, if you want to email me, that's great. If you'd like to call me, you can also do that. Below is also my phone number, 408-309-8687. It's our office line. If you call there and have any questions, ask for myself or Brenda. She's very knowledgeable to the credit union collection program, and we can get you set up and going. Let's see, we have 2 questions here. First one. Can we do just contingency? Do we have to do the flat rate? Yes, you can. The rate is 40-60 split. If that's what you prefer to do, that's fine. We recommend the flat rate because a lot of the low-bearing fruit can be collected for less than $10 a case or $12 a case, and you get to keep 100%. Yes, Kinum does have a complete financial audit package for the credit unions, and if you'd like that, we can gladly send it over to you. Please let us know that you're going to be doing a due diligent background on us. We've been had that performed numerous times in the last year, and would gladly subject all the information we need to you, submit it for approval so we can work for your credit union as well as our current clients. Okay, just let's see if there's anything else. Yes, I'm on the West Coast, but our offices are in Virginia, Philadelphia, Connecticut, across the country, Texas, Indiana, here in California, Wisconsin, I know, Minnesota, uh, Buffalo. So, we have many locations across the country. But yes, if you'll be working with me, I am in California, but I'm usually on my computer by 6 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock your time, and past your hours of operation. Still here in my office up to 5:30, 6 o'clock most nights, Pacific time. So if you need me, especially if you're on the East Coast, I think you'll have a chance. Because it's pretty much 9 to 9. You can get a hold of me on the East Coast. All righty. Any other questions? All right. Well, I'm going to mute my mic and leave this contact information up for a moment. So if anybody needs it, they can jot it down, or maybe do a print screen and cut and paste it into an email for themselves. We look forward to helping you. We have great success. We have great references in the credit bureau. Hopefully you'll like my presentation today and decide to go with Kinum here in the near future. Thank you very much for your time, and you have a great day.